Venezuela was amazing, but now we're doing essentially, it's larger, but we're doing essentially the same thing in Iran. Can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon, and their economy is crashing. The blockade is incredible. The power of the blockade is incredible. They're not getting any money from oil, and hopefully it can be worked out very soon. Yeah.
Donald Trump insists Iran is desperate to make a deal as the country's president insists America's blockade is intolerable. Live to our Washington, D.C. correspondent Jonathan Kersley, live from D.C. I should say. Jono, so the president says America is locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded, but he has not given the authorisation or the order or the go-ahead for any more strikes inside Iran. Instead, there still seems to be hopes of a back channel of diplomacy, but Iran is very much holding firm. The president was expressing some frustration inside the Oval Office today, but once again adamant that militarily the United States is on top in this conflict. The blockade remains in place of Iranian ports. There is no Iranian oil getting out, but at the same time, the Strait of Hormuz, it is very, very difficult for any ships under the circumstances to navigate oil out of there. We've seen the higher oil prices dipping a little bit again today. President Trump adamant that Iran should essentially be backing down and giving up at this point. The president also once again took aim at allies today. This time it was Germany. Yesterday he threatened to pull US troops out of Germany. Today his message was direct to Chancellor Merz. He posted on Truth Social saying the Chancellor of Germany should spend more time on ending the war with Russia-Ukraine, where he has been totally ineffective, and fixing his broken country, especially immigration and energy, and less time on interfering with those that are getting rid of the Iranian nuclear threat, thereby making the world, including Germany, a safer place. But when it comes to taking US troops out of Germany, it's not just Germany the president has in his sights. There's other parts of Europe, including Italy, as he suggested, frustrated by what he views as a lack of military support, a lack of overall support for the United States efforts from Europe in the conflict with Iran. We've also heard from Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian today, who spoke of the blockade.
Iran's supreme leader issued a defiant statement overnight about the Strait of Hormuz, so we've got another one. A statement purported to be from the supreme leader Mojtaba Khamenei. So that means it's probably come from the Revolutionary Guard, the IRGC, because we still haven't seen him or heard from him. We've got words. But Tehran says it'll eliminate its enemies' abuses of the waterways and guard its nuclear programs. We'll bring it up. By divine will, the future of the Persian Gulf will be bright, a future free of America, devoted to progress, peace and prosperity for its nations. America's hollow bases can barely guarantee their own safety, let alone that of their dependents or pro-American allies in the area. Those aliens who, from thousands of kilometres...
Service agent who was shot on Saturday, if that was from friendly fire or if it was from the suspect.
Well, they say it was not friendly fire.
So you're hearing that it's from...
Well, that's what I heard. I mean, I heard that. They said it wasn't friendly fire.
Okay.
It was actually reported. You read the reports because it was actually reported.
Yes, sir. I read through the DOJ memo.
Yeah, but, well, then why do you ask me the question?
I don't believe it said that the agent was struck by...
I'm just saying they said it wasn't friendly fire.
And he hasn't been charged
It wasn't
yet.
us.
Okay, and he hasn't been charged yet with that. Of course, that could come. I want to follow up on the security changes. Is there talks about you potentially wearing a bulletproof vest moving forward, given you have now been shot at?
I don't know if I can handle looking 20 pounds heavier. These guys, they look so good. Some of these guys are physical specimens. Some of these guys should travel with me. I say, get him away from me. I don't want to be near him. If you want to gain 20 to 25 pounds, get a vest. And frankly, the vest did an amazing job because it took a bullet close up. And he didn't even want to go to the...
Iran's Ayatollah also said that the future of the Persian Gulf will be a future without America and that foreigners have no place in it. He also appeared to say that Iran would not give up its nuclear program or its control over the Strait of Hormuz, which, of course, is not what President Trump or members of his cabinet like Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, want to hear. I mean, earlier this week, Mr. Rubio said again that Iran's nuclear program does need to be on that negotiating table. The Ayatollah also said that the Iranians are proud. In a statement here, he said the 90 million proud and honorable Iranians regard all of Iran's capacities, particularly here nuclear and missile capabilities, as national assets, and in no shortage of words saying that they will protect this as they're now protecting the country's waters, land, and airspace. And there is also an historical note today because the country, Iran, is marking what's called National Persian Gulf Day. This marks the day a long time ago, back in 1622, when the Persian Empire at the time pushed out Portuguese colonizers trying to take over the Strait of Hormuz. So that's quite poignant in these days because that same body of water now is what the U.S. military is blocking more than 400 years later. As for
Iran's warning this morning, Americans belong at the bottom of the Gulf. The Ayatollah saying Iran will not yield on nuclear and missile capabilities. Well, President Trump said Wednesday he will not accept any deal from Iran that does not restrict Iran's nuclear program. Oil skyrocketing to $126 overnight, with the national gas average now $4.30. On Friday, the war hit 60 days, which requires the president to get congressional approval for the war to continue. He's expected, though, to ask for a 30-day extension that's outlined in the 1973 War Powers Resolution. Day 76 now of the government shutdown for DHS, and new overnight, the House approving the Senate budget plan after President Trump's push for House Republicans to stop fighting for changes. But it's not a done deal yet. It's only the first step in the Republican plan to use reconciliation to fund DHS, ICE, and Border Patrol for 3.5 years without a single Democrat vote needed. The president says he wants a deal done by June, but in the meantime, the Coast Guard and TSA agents are set to miss paychecks again starting next week, with no more money for the president to shift around to get them paid. President Trump still owes E. Jean Carroll more than $83 million for defaming her. An appeals court refusing to hear his appeal to overturn an earlier verdict. The president is expected to appeal next to the Supreme Court, along with another similar case where he was found liable for sexually assaulting Carroll and defaming her when he denied it. The truth is out there. UFOs, aliens, who knows? President Trump says the White House is about to release a lot of things about unidentified flying objects, saying he has interviewed people who told him things they saw that you wouldn't believe. There's no word, though, on what exactly will be released.